Hello guys and welcome back to my channel for another episode of Hood Gaming's Tactic Tester. We had a week off last week after crowning a new leader in PAV FM with his 3-3-1-3 tactic. This week we're back with a new content creator as we welcome MainomaiFM or Steve onto the channel with his flawless diamond tactic, which he managed to win a treble with AC Milan. Now, before we get into how Steve's tactic and how it got on, first of all, let's remind you guys of the rules of this series. So guys, just a reminder of the rules. All tactics must have a proven record of success and achievement. We will cover this very shortly. All tactics must use the same team and fixtures for the test. Obviously, as part of this test, we are doing it with Arsenal. No transfers will be allowed to be made in either transfer window. So obviously the team that is put together by Arsenal at the start of the season will be the team that finishes the season. All tactics must be loaded in and the whole season will be simulated. All points, wins, goals scored and win percentage will be collected and displayed at the end of the video to find the best tactic out there. As I mentioned last time out, we had a new leader. Let's take a look at the leaderboard before we get into Mainomai's flawless diamond tactic. So guys, this is the state of the leaderboard at the moment. As I said last time out, we crowned a new leader in PAV FM with his 3-3-1-3 tactic. It managed to pick him up 2 trophies despite finishing the league in 5th with one of the weaker points totals. He managed to have an unbelievable goal scoring record and win ratio, which put him out on top of the leaderboard currently with a 67.74% win ratio. Now obviously we welcome a new creator onto the channel today in Mainomai. Let's get into the game so you can see his new tactic. So guys, I am back and this is MainomaiFM's tactic, the flawless diamond. Now there's a few things that I like about this. The first is obviously the name of it, the flawless diamond. He's brought a video out on his channel explaining this and breaking this down in a lot more detail than I'm going to in this video. I'll leave a link to that in the description and as a card right now so you can go and check that out. He really explains it in a lot of detail, breaks down the roles and stuff like that, so it's a lot more in-depth than I'm going to go into. But the things I like about this is obviously there's not just one diamond here between the Shadow Striker and the Regista and the 2 Mezzalas in the middle, but you've also got another one here, and I just think it looks really nice and symmetrical. Obviously there's loads of instructions here, which as I said, Steve will go through in his video. But as a brief run through, you've got the sweeper keeper, you've got the 2 ball playing defenders, you've got the 2 wing backs on support, the Regista, I'm very intrigued to see who plays that for Arsenal. Then you got the 2 Mezzalas, the Shadow Striker, and then 2 advanced forwards, guys. Obviously what we always do in this test is we go on a quick pick so we can see what the assistant seems to think about this formation and who's going to play where, and take a look at things. And this is what they've put forward so far. So Leno in goal, holding alongside Gabriel as the 2 ball playing defenders at the moment. I'm actually happy with that. I think that'll work quite well. Bellerin and Saka as the wing backs. I think they're very good wing backs. Very intrigued to see how Xhaka gets on as the how'd you say this? Regista? Yeah, I'm going to say that. In Steve's tactic, he had Sandro Tonali playing there, who I think is a much better suited player to playing in that position than Granit Xhaka, but we will see. Thomas Partey alongside Dani Ceballos as the Mezzalas, Ozil as the Shadow Striker, and then obviously the power duo of Lacazette and Aubameyang completing things off as those advanced forwards. So guys, it is now time for me to simulate this season. We will be back at the end of the season to find out how this tactic got on. So guys, here we are at the end of the season, and you can see initially that Arsenal finished in 5th with 73 points, very close towards the end of the season. Maybe could have potentially broken into that top 4. However, one thing I will say that I have noticed is that Alexandre Lacazette has scored 50 goals this season, which is just absolutely ridiculous. We've also got Aubameyang and Dani Ceballos both on 14 assists, which is nuts. Lacazette with 12 player of the match nominations as well. Some of the other stuff that I can see around here, Arsenal look like they've won the Europa League. 6-5 Euro Cup final penalty win over Lille. So it's going to be interesting to take a look at that season and figure out how they got on. But first of all, we will look at the competitions. As you can see, runners-up in the Community Shield, obviously losing that game against Liverpool at the start of the season. They were knocked out in the quarter-finals of the Carabao Cup by Manchester City, which is absolutely nuts. They were also knocked out in the FA Cup by Manchester City in the 5th round, winning the Europa League on penalties. And then obviously, as we said, finishing in 5th in the Premier League. Manchester United winning the title with 99 points is absolutely ludicrous. So let's get into the schedule and see how they got on then, shall we? So they lost that Community Shield 4-3 there. Jordan Henderson, Wijnaldum, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and Thiago Almeida with an 87th minute penalty, which was the deciding factor at Wembley. But then look at this run of fixtures right at the start of the season. Seems like they've absolutely steamrolled everybody. 8-0 against Southampton is just ridiculous. 6-0 against Liga Warsaw. I mean, that is Europa League group stage. You kind of expect it. Lacazette with 4. Ozil, Kieran Tierney, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and Eddie Nketiah getting in on the score sheet. Another 2 games where they've scored 6 goals apiece against Liga Warsaw again and Dundalk, as you would expect. Rather ropey December, it must be said, losing to Everton away at Goodison Park. Beating Tottenham twice, though, in the league. Arsenal fans would love that. Draw with Burnley, losing to Manchester City in the Carabao Cup quarter-final 1-0. Who scored that goal for Man City? Ruben Diaz. Close game by the looks of things. Set piece deciding that. Then they play them in back-to-back games in the Premier League. 3-3 in the game at the Emirates. Ilkay Gundogan rescuing that one after Manchester City go 2 goals to the good. And then obviously a couple of days later, they play the game at the Etihad and Riyad Mahrez scoring the decisive goal in that 3-2 loss. Things start to pick back up again. FA Cup results against Lincoln and Wigan, as you would expect, before meeting Manchester City again in that 5th round. And that is a pretty comprehensive defeat away at the City of Manchester Stadium. Nice result in here against Manchester United. 3-1 against the team that managed to finish at the top of the Premier League table with 99 points is not to be sniffed at. Europa League knockouts continue, losing 5-3 away to Sparta Prague is very interesting. Adam Klozek, wonder how good he is in this save. Yeah, he looks not too bad for 18 years of age, scoring a hat-trick there. Is a old Football Manager favourite. 3-1 loss away at West Ham. It's a weird one, but you'd like to think that they were prioritising the Europa League game just a few days later, which they duly advanced on away goals versus Sparta Prague. Klozek scoring yet another one. Nice, really nice march here, going past Bayern Leverkusen in the Europa League and beating Liverpool 1-0 as well. We all know how difficult it is to beat Liverpool in Football Manager this year. Into the next round of the Europa League, beating Borussia Mönchengladbach 2-0 in the home leg and losing 2-1 in the away leg. Nothing to be sniffed at there. Lars Stindl scoring that late one in the 91st minute. Nice results in the Premier League. Disappointing 1-0 loss to Chelsea, maybe. Mason Mount, 91st minute. It's quite a tough one to take on the chin. And then, what on earth are PSG doing in the Europa League, by the way? They managed to beat PSG in the Europa League semi-final, won the game at the Parc des Princes 1-0, and then drew the game at the Emirates 1-1. Kylian Mbappe still, they won it in extra time. Wow. Kylian Mbappe still at PSG in this one, but Nicolas Pepe popping up in the 106th minute to be the decisive factor to send them to the final. Then disappointing draws against Villa and Everton here before a really tough 3 set of fixtures to finish the league. 3-1 loss to Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, 3-1 loss to Liverpool at Anfield. All those goals going pretty late after Arsenal were leading in that one. What happened in the game against Chelsea? Werner, Kovacic were already 2-0 up. Okay, that's fine. And then losing 4-0 at Old Trafford on the final day of the season. Seeing Manchester United crowned champions with 99 points would be a tough one for United fans to take. Then they got into the Europa League final. And let's take a look at some of the stats for this then. See how they got on in a big cup final. As you can see here, the shape working really nicely. The defence holding pretty strong. David Luiz alongside Gabriel. Maitland-Niles and Kieran Tierney. Ceballos, Elneny. Willian in the hole. Aubameyang and Lacazette here. So Elneny put the team ahead. Burak Yilmaz, God, that's a name from years gone by. The Turkish international. Equalising in the 80th minute. Aubameyang, Ceballos, Partey all missed penalties, which are players that you kind of would expect to score. And it's gone all the way towards the end then with Arsenal winning 6-5. It's a very, very nice result and a very nice trophy for Arsenal to win. So let's dive into the squad then. Let's take a look at them. Let's take a look at the goals. So Lacazette topping the charts with 50 is very impressive. 34 for Aubameyang, again, not to be sniffed at. 11 for Eddie Nketiah, not too bad for him either. Mesut Ozil chipping in with 8 goals and 12 assists. Let's take a look at those assists then. Ceballos at the top with Aubameyang on 14, Lacazette on 13, Kieran Tierney on 12 alongside Mesut Ozil. Maitland-Niles actually chipping in with 11 is very good. Willian as well. So I'd like to imagine that Hector Bellerin got injured is a bet that I would like to make. Injuries. Oh, God. Absolute pieces. Sprained knee ligaments to start the season. Fractured lowered arms. Food poisoning and a sports hernia. Yeah, Hector Bellerin's had a torrid time of it. Let's see, what else can we take a look at? Average points per game. The best player, Hector Bellerin, so it's a shame that he did get injured. Ozil and Willian also doing pretty well in terms of their average points per appearance. Player of the match, let's see, I assume that's going to be Lacazette at the top of the tree. It is. And is there anything else that we want to take a look at here? No, it doesn't look like it. Okay, so now we've taken a look at the squad. Let's take a look at the team report. And we will go into the analyst report. So in terms of the general performance, much better in terms of the goals per game than the Premier League average. Same with the expected goals per game. 1.8 XG per game is very, very solid in the Premier League. Conceded per game slightly higher. Expected to concede a minimum of 1, but kind of almost expected to score 2. Scores a high number of expected goals per 90 minutes compared to the average. Completes a relatively average percentage of passes as well. Obviously, the main thing of this is to try and create the chances. If we take a look at their attacking efficiency, aggressive in terms of their chances created, but they are also clinical with them as well, coming in at, what's that, around 14.5% conversion rate. Very good there. In terms of conceding goals, they were in the quiet but leaky category. So opposition conversion rate coming in at around 13.5%, giving up around 10 shots per game. Manchester United, we need to take a look at Manchester United and see what they've done here. In terms of the formations, guys, as you can see, they've played Steve's formation for the entire season and created a positive clear-cut chance differential of plus 57, which is absolutely nuts. In terms of the formations played, what ones have they done well against? The 4-2-3-1 wide, it's done very well against that. A standard 4-4-2 with a plus 20 clear-cut chances created. So it seems to have done pretty well against a majority of the formations. There's only 2 with a negative, 4-3-3 diamond wide, as everyone would expect, and a 4-2-3 with the attacking midfielders and the 2 CDMs as well. So a very good result here. One thing I will need to do, I just need to see what they've done. I have no idea how they've managed to win the Premier League with this squad. So what business have they done here? They brought in Sarabia, Diallo. Is that it? Wow. I have no idea how they've managed to win the league with almost 100 points. Fair play to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I never thought I'd say that. Right, guys, that is the season reviewed. Let's get into the final leaderboard and see where MainomaiFM's tactic ranks on our leaderboard. So guys, I've been doing my maths and we have managed to find out all of the results for this in terms of our leaderboard. As you can see, MainomaiFM is coming in at third with his 4-4-2 wing backs. He's won the 1 trophy, managed to pick up the Europa League, which is the biggest trophy that anyone's won thus far. Finishing 5th in the Premier League is kind of a consistent between 5th and 4th mainly. Total of 73 points would have seen him inside the top 4 in other seasons, but not in this one. Managed to score a very impressive 143 goals, but did ship in 81 goals himself. Goals per game, second highest that we've seen so far with 2.38 and a win ratio of 63.33%. So guys, that is the end of another episode on the Tactic Tester. Another content creator has put their tactic through the gauntlet. Do you fancy a shot at glory? Do you think your tactic has what it takes to top our leaderboard? If you do, don't forget to get in touch either in the comments or via Twitter or Instagram or something like that. All of my links are in the description. Get in touch and show me what you are made of. And then obviously we can get you on the series and see how you stack up in this specific test. If you are new around here or you have enjoyed today's video, don't forget to drop a like on it and subscribe for daily Football Manager content. And don't forget to ring that bell to be notified when I upload. I'll be back for another episode of this next week with another content creator. Hopefully, I'll see you guys there.